Welcome to the Lowcountry Revolutionaries, the podcast that dives deep into the heart of Charleston, South Carolina's vibrant entrepreneurial scene. I'm your host, Bill Bellot, founder of Veritas Exoscience, and each week we're spotlighting the boldest innovators from the Chucktown startup community. These are the visionaries pouring their heart and soul into the businesses that are transferring Charleston into a global hub of creativity and American ingenuity. Get ready for raw, real conversations with the trailblazers shaping our city's future. Let's dive in. I'd like to welcome Roxana Massie. Roxana is a bilingual marketing consultant with Cumulus Media, founder of the Spanglish Connector powered by Spanglish Small Business Association, and the creator of Latina Pitch Live. Welcome, Roxana, for a second time. Tell me what's going on.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I hear you've got a super fun event coming up on May the 19th.
That's right. So, well, thank you once again to having me back, just to pretty much just break it down and then, call all the businesses that would be interested, participating in this, or try to merge in any of the communities, because so my next event is called the Spanglish Connector.
Nice.
And it has been a networking going on since January this year. So this one will be my fifth.
Oh, wow.
And yes, and we are growing. And then I have a mix of, both communities, like, some are 100%, English speakers, the other ones are bilinguals, and some others are only Spanish. So that's what I call it Spanglish, because it's a mixed up. And then in this coming one, so I started my workshop last month, but in this one, I'm going to talk very specific. My workshop will be pretty much just to teach you how to pitch live, your business with a strong call to action. In less than 10 minutes, probably I will give people in my Latina Pitch live 15 minutes, but as I need to translate, so it's going to be live, and we don't know how it's going to be, but a lot of people are truly excited about it. But this coming Tuesday, May 19th, from 4 to 5, I'm going to do like a tour. I work in Cumulus, like you mentioned.
Right.
I'm going to do a tour through our radio station. So whoever wants to be,
cool.
Get that, and then we're going to do some videos for social media, and I'm going to be promoting those businesses that are visiting. And then at 6 to 8, I'm going to do the workshop. So basically, I'm going to talk about marketing. So what small businesses need to do to be very proactive with, growing organically speaking. But also I'm going to be doing a workshop to talk about what to expect in the Latina Pitch Live. I'm going to pretty much just to teach you how to pitch your business in less than, in like 10 minutes. We're not really, that's a tough one, right?
That is tough. That is really tough.
I want to also teach people how to pitch it and then give a strong call to action in that 10 minutes. In that way, because the idea for the Latina Pitch is going to be, we're going to have 4 judges, which I already announced 2 of them.
Nice.
And the other 2 are going to be bilingual, so I'm hiding them right now. But I also want, the best business that day to win something. And that's the idea. It's going to be, it's going to be on the grow for everybody. And then for me, it's a bit challenging because I have done translation, and I'm not nervous on translating that short period of time because I have done it. But it's the excitement, the new, event that I'm creating. I think everybody's pretty thrilled about it, but I'm going to be very proactive because I want you to take advantage of those 10 minutes.
Right.
And that's why. Mm-hmm.
So do you have like any tips for, the folks out there that want to come to the workshop and pitch their stuff? What should they focus on when they're putting together their pitch?
Well, the 2 things that I find, and it's amazing how many business owners, they don't identify or they don't have identified what is their client, the profile that the people that are looking for. What is your, what are you looking for?
Right.
What is your prospect? Just to think about that, just talk about that, and also a call to action, whether you sell, a product, whether you sell a services. So you need to be prepared to just pretty much just to tell me what you do in 10 minutes and I will translate that. But what is the call to action? I want people to have the opportunity when we record this and then we share it in social media or maybe in futures where we have this recorder. So just to have the window right there, the opportunity for you, that's a marketing itself. That's
Right.
why I'm creating these events, because I need to marketing myself, and then people know me through social media. That's what I do best. And I want to take this opportunity to show people this is what I do. I bring also, I'm a connector in both communities. So I'm an interpreter and I'm facilitating this for you. And also I want people to have fun at the same time, because
Right.
as entrepreneurs, you know that we work really hard.
Right.
And then we wear so many different hats, and then sometimes we don't have time to network because we are so tired or we are still working long hours.
Right.
So I want them to have a break, pitch it, just be smart, bring a call to action, and then hopefully eventually you will have more exposure through that.
It's so funny that you're saying, it's like, who's your client? I was just talking to a friend of mine literally like 30 minutes ago, and we were talking about our kind of world, which is kind of exoskeletons and robotics. And the first thing I was telling is like, I know this company, they're a great company, and they've got this new product out, and they're partnered with a very large brand. Everybody would know if I said their name, that makes a certain kind of shoe and other things. And I'm like, I look at their product, as great as it is, and I go, who are they trying to sell this to? I can't figure it out. And I work in this world. And it's exactly to your point. It's like, you need to tell people, like, who is your client?
Exactly. You need to, and even before you create a business, I think that's one of the main things that is something that you have to have that clear. It's like, okay, I'm going to sell this to who I'm going to sell. It's not like you're going to know everybody's going to, especially nowadays that we have so many products and services of that, and the competition is way crazy. You need to be straightforward. You need to know who your clientele is and who you're targeting immediately, and what is your call to action. Because sometimes also in the marketing world, you are pretty much just, advertising, but you're not giving a call to action. So people listening and they're not even going to call you, period. Right. It's just like that. Right. So I want this workshop to be very proactive, very, productive for businesses, small businesses especially, but also besides being the connectors among both community, also for they to say, what is it for me? This is what I'm learning, and I'm going to be better and better. That's what I want to open these two events. And then the Spanglish Connector have been very successful, and everybody's so fired up every time they leave, nice. And then they say, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? So be prepared. And also, I'm going to open this one for the people, because I have some people that are outside the state that would love to join.
Right.
And I said, okay, I'm going to open this via Zoom. Those who registered and cannot be physically here, they can also listen to what we're doing. Nice. And then you will be eventually part of this, because I'm going to be open this down the road into a virtual world.
Okay.
Too, so.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Having a virtual option to kind of get involved with this is kind of great. And, that's the thing. It's like, I assume since you're in person with this workshop, and the people are coming, I'm assuming that the clientele they're focused on is here in the Lowcountry area. Is that mainly, or is it do some people have more of a national focus even?
Well, I have one of the companies that is actually a nonprofit. They are actually statewide, but she told me today through our meeting, I said, eventually that's what we want to grow to that. So right. I told her my main point right now is just, the Lowcountry. Yeah. But yes, I absolutely, when I started the Business Expo in 2024, I said, well, maybe I can take it somewhere else.
Right.
And I didn't do it, but I have some friends that have been listening to what I'm doing on social media. They told me I want to be part of it. I have one person that is from Chile, and then she said, I want to be part of it. So I have 2 people from Florida that would love to join. So, and I think, I said, this is the first time that I'm opening it up for that.
Right.
Maybe we will have some people in the future that also are, whether that is up north, Greenville or anywhere. So hey, they're more than welcome. So I will be
Exactly.
open to this. So
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, it makes me think about. I was talking to another guest a couple of times ago. We were talking a little bit before we got started about coffee, and when you mentioned
yeah,
Peru, and South America in general, it's
yeah,
like you never know who. And say you're a coffee deliverer or producer or whatever, you never know who you need to partner with, and having these opportunities to hear what people are doing. I mean,
yeah.
it's a great way to build a network you couldn't get any other way.
Yes, and then I remember this morning when my nonprofit, she mentioned, it's amazing when you network, you find out so many things. It's
Mm,
like, because people that are within your field. So I guess for her, as a nonprofit organization, she will hear more opportunities, right? What
right,
people can do to get grants or any other things. And
right.
it's exactly the same for, a regular business. So as more as you network, you hear things, projects with the city, people that they can connect you to. So it's the same thing. And I remember when I did when I first started as an entrepreneur, I didn't have the time to do networking.
Right.
And also I don't really drink. So for me to go to a networking that people just go there to drink, it's like it wasn't the fit for me, and I was kind of shy. So it took me maybe
I
a couple
can't
of years.
believe you were shy. That seems shocking to me. I am way more shy than you are. You do not seem shy.
You will not believe me. So I used to go and drive to places, and I said, I'm gonna go. And I
Yeah.
was in the parking lot. I could not get off of my car. I could not. And I
That's
turned around, and I was so mad with myself. I said, I just drove all the way
right
here.
there. Yeah, and I couldn't do it.
But
Yeah.
it took me a little minute, and I understand when they tell me, no, I can't do this. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking offline. So I said, you are a business owner. You pretty much have to do it. You
Right.
have to break through the shyness of, whatever it is that you're afraid of. So you
Yeah.
need to let it at home and then move forward.
Well, and it's funny. It's like I've worked in a lot of places around the world, and one of the great things about the Low Country is that people are so open and they're so they have a lot of grace, and so if you just try,
Yeah.
nobody is going to be out there trying to throw darts at you if you're trying.
Yeah. Or judge you
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, we go as a business owner. I think a lot of business owners, they pretty much stay, down air because they know how hard they have to work
Yeah.
through the very, startup phase, that they are very willing to help you. They are willing to, some of the people are not, but they are very, they're a small group on that. So
Right.
it is okay. You will find everything in this world, right? So it's not just in the business side, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You will find more people that will help you for sure.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the techniques I used to use when I was speaking to an audience that wasn't, their English was not their first language, is like I would always use, like everybody, I used like PowerPoint slides, but I'd make sure like it wasn't just bullets. I would write out a little bit more detail on there in case they didn't understand my English. They could at least read it on the slide, because a lot of times people can read better than they can hear it. And
And it's so true.
because
It's
I
so
have an
true.
accent, so I was like, well, I better write it down.
All right. No, but that was very, meaningful for them, mindful. It's like, okay, he pretty much shows that, so a guidance, because like you say, sometimes you don't understand the pronunciation,
Yeah.
but when you read it, it's like, oh, I got the point. I know what he's talking about.
Right.
And people get it. So that's awesome. So
Yeah.
that's
And
awesome.
it's like I always think about it like, how can this be more of a conversation versus, hey, I'm getting up here to perform a magic show. This is, I just want to get out here and talk to you and tell you, okay, here's this cool stuff I either know or I want to show or we want to do together. Let's have a conversation. That seems much more reasonable to me,
It's more, like you say, it's more free, and then you feel more comfortable to talk about your business and anything that you're going to do. So I've been listening to a couple of your podcasts. So this is it. I don't know why I get so nervous, but if you don't try, you don't know, right?
Right.
So it's just like that.
Right,
So
right.
I appreciate everything that you do to help also entrepreneurs. We are doing about the same thing, differently speaking, but yeah, that's what we are here for. So
Well, you're doing amazing stuff. I mean, getting people together is great. I mean, just like what Toby's doing with Chucktown Startups, getting people
yeah,
together to talk and network. I mean, that's how we
that's
make
awesome.
everything work around here. And
Yes.
I think this is awesome. Anything I can do to help promote this, happy to do that. We're going to get this podcast out here very soon, so
Thank you.
people know. What do you want to
Mhm.
make sure people know that are thinking about coming to the event or participating in the event? What's some key things for them?
Okay. Well, first of all, you have to register for sure. So, I'm being sharing everywhere, social media, LinkedIn. So you will have, it's a very simple Google form. So I
Okay.
know creating, very difficult.
Right.
It's just, you just need to have your name and your business. So that's the first thing. And for the Zoom meeting, I'm going to be also launching that this week. We decided just that to open that up just today, to be honest with you. And then just be prepared. I'm going to be asking questions. Maybe not everybody will be able to pitch, but probably 2 or 3 people, just to start thinking about, about who's your client, how you can pitch your best, your services, your product in 10 minutes with a clear message where you can have it there all together with a call to action. In that way, whoever listening to you pretty much just understand what you're doing or what you're selling. So
Nice.
yeah.
Is
And that's just learn, be open to learn, and don't be shy. And then we speak Spanglish, like I told you the other day. It's like my English, I have a thick pronunciation, and then sometimes my word after the fact, when I listening to my recording, it's like, oh my god, that's like a Spanglish. It's like a 2 words together. It's like the pronunciation, but people understand or laugh about it, and then we keep moving forward. That's all I'm asking. So
That's great. That's great. Is for the people that are going to do the pitches, is it just do they just need to have stuff written down like for a speech, or they have PowerPoint slides? How should they be prepared for that?
For this coming one, it's gonna be they can bring anything. I'm not gonna display. It's more like a being sharp when you're talking, like a very clear.
Okay.
And then just to tell them this is how it sounded. And then as we're gonna have other people in the room, so they also will give their advice or ideas in order for them to be much better. That's what I want, to be everybody to help everybody to just pretty much just be the best that you can in that 10-15 minutes. So
Awesome. That sounds like total fun. I really looking forward to hearing how this goes and everything.
Awesome.
And the best way to connect with you, is it through like LinkedIn, or what's the best way to contact you?
I would say right now, if you LinkedIn, it would be the best. So you can message me there. So if I don't reply, very fast, my information, also my phone number is that right there.
Perfect.
People can call me. I'm getting a lot of like spam calls, but it's okay.
It's okay, right?
That's part of the business. No, and I'm looking forward to work with anybody. To be honest, it's just if they have any questions, I do free consultation for marketing. Also, it's like I don't do only radio, I do digital. So I go there, I see your business, and is that something that I can tell you, hey, you need to tweak this to make it better.
Nice.
I will go ahead and do it, because that's what we do here. So we do care about our community. So it's not just about, selling, but we also help out a lot. And that's what we are opening the doors. So you get experience to see what the radio looks like. Is you see some talent, you can meet them. So it's kind of fun.
That is fun. That sounds great. Well, this is awesome, Roxana. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to, hearing about what happens with this event and seeing how it all goes. And then I know you have something later this year too, I believe in June. So
yeah, that's the first time that we're going to have the Latina Pitch.
Yeah.
So that's the first location is on the Canyon Distillery here in Charleston. So I'm talking to other 2 locations. So eventually my next podcast, I can tell you that all
Perfect.
the 2 more locations are available because I want to do this once a week. So,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
this is going to be epic because I'm going to be really busy.
You will be really busy if you're doing it once a week. All right.
I know. But thank you so much for your time. And then I'm looking forward to bring you more people because this is a great opportunity.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Lowcountry Revolutionaries. Thanks for joining us as we celebrate the fearless entrepreneurs making wave in Charleston's Chucktown Startups community. I'm Bill Ballot, and it's been an honor to share these inspiring stories with you. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a spark of low country innovation. Until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.